I'm Tim Smith. I'm President General Manager of Waterville Valley Resort. I've worked here for almost 10 years. We run a ski resort facility that does a very busy winter season, and then we run an entire valley with hotels and conference centers and everything during the summer and during the winter. So our operation does fluctuate quite a bit, and we've been trying to navigate these troubled waters since COVID on staffing and trying to figure out the staffing challenges that we all face in hospitality.
So when we first did business, before we started working together, and what were the things that you were struggling with before we got started?
Sure. So as I said in our first conversation, we've had very good luck with our upper management. And we've had pretty good luck with our J1s and our frontline employees. However, the gap that we found ourselves in was we didn't have any skilled labor. That skilled labor really showed itself in the areas of housekeeping and F&B and some of those places where you can't train a frontline employee that's only with you for a few months to really do a good quality product. And they need to work independently without necessarily having very strong supervision over them all the time. So we're really looking to fill that gap between that middle manager and that frontline employee.
Right. You had said when we first started working together that you at least in part had to curtail operational offerings in the wintertime.
Yeah, we were.
So when we started working together, what were some of the things that we helped you out with without the bowl roll? I mean, was there things that just clicked right away? Did we have any small wins in the beginning? Can you share some of that?
Oh, right off the bat, immediately we were able to fill our line chefs for our conference business, which was a major concern for us going into the summer, which is actually one of our busier seasons when it comes to all of our lodging properties and our conference center. It's our busiest season for our conference center. And going into the summer, we were very concerned that we weren't going to have chefs to handle one of our largest clients. And fortunately, we were able to fill those frontline chef roles immediately, and we were able to get staffing in there, and we were able to handle a client that hadn't been with us since COVID. And we're very nervous about how we were going to facilitate their operations as we used to. So with the staff coming in, it really helped us feel confident going into the summer, feel that we could do it, and make sure that we could expand on our business as we do have more conferences than we've ever had before coming to our properties. So it gave us a big boost in morale for sure.
What would be the biggest result or success that you've seen with HotelStaff.com?
It was definitely the food service. Up in New England, we have a very challenging labor market in food and beverage. And food and beverage was pretty much decimated during the COVID years. And we were struggling to find anyone that would want to work in food and beverage, let alone love food and beverage and want to strive at food and beverage. And so we had an entire team after last winter. The entire team said, we're done. They didn't want to move on. And so I found myself in a challenging position where we had very few F&B professionals left. And we had a very strong sales and marketing team that had sold our conferences and sold our businesses. And my strategy was I needed to improve the working conditions. If I could improve the working conditions for the teams, I stood a chance at getting the few F&B professionals that we have in our area to jump ship and possibly come to work for us. And it worked perfectly. We ended up with better internal guest satisfaction. We ended up with people being able to have time off, work a reasonable hour job, and be able to be successful and feel successful, and also not only at work, but in their personal life, which has been a real struggle for F&B. So that was definitely the largest win, was the repairs that we had in F&B.
So I had a question here written down that was, how did you find me? But I was looking and realized that I was the one that sent the original email. I got lucky reaching out. I just happened to hit you at the sweet spot at the right time. I mean,
yeah, I actually think that's the best part of the story, was the fact that I was in this position where I thought all hope was lost. We were losing an F&B team, and I looked at my computer and I saw HotelStaffing.com, and I said, it can't be this easy. And sure enough, here we are.
Do you recall, I mean, what made you pull the trigger to work with us? I mean, like, because there was that interface in the beginning. Was there something that made you feel comfortable, taking the shot at using us?
I think it was our conversation that you and I had. that made me feel confident with it. And the fact that you did some references that I knew of, and I did check on some references, and those references said that it was a good deal. You know, in the position that I was in, I didn't have that many choices, to be honest. And I would rather have a sure thing with something that I know that I could work with and know that I could work within the structure of an organization, rather than take a gamble on something. That really is the thing that was the final straw, was that fact that I didn't have to take a gamble, that it was a sure thing, that it would have some longevity, and it would be a new tool for us to put in the toolbox for us to use down the road.
I'll tell you this, Tim, it's always nice to be called a sure thing. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. That's awesome. So, say, you know, there was someone watching this conversation you and I are having right now and thinking about coming on board with us, but they're uncertain. What would you say to them?
First of all, do your research, work within the tools that you already have established through your professional organizations, and work within your industry. That really did help me out and cool my tentative nature that I have in business. That really did help me out. And then, of course, the second part is it's business. So you have to take a risk at times. And sometimes in order to get to your next step, you have to take something that may be a little bit uncomfortable to do in order to get yourself on the right path.
So if you had to go down the path to choose HotelStaff again, would you choose us again?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I continue to work with you. And we're learning new things as we go forward. It's one of those tools that you have to hone and you have to sharpen. As we go down the road, we'll get better at doing what we do.